Hello and welcome to Eternal Noir. In this guide, I will teach you how to do threads. So you've been playing, you've got some XP, you've gone to several scenes, you got logs that you want to claim so you can get your beats. How do you do that? This obviously will be done in your threads, so that's the first thing. Please, when you're in your threads, don't click post thread. Do not make a new thread. You're going to edit the existing thread. You're going to reply to it. If you go to the Eternal Noir forum and under Eternal Noir 1.0 discussion, Player's Corner, there is a how to thread. I recommend reading through this. There's some tips. It's also full of templates. These first templates you don't need to worry about as much because these are probably already on your sheet in the format that storytellers like, but you're more than welcome to use these instead. It's up to you. But the most important one is this here, Scene Summary. Now, you have two options when it comes to how to get this on your thread. You can copy the code if you're really good at coding and don't mind looking at code. I don't, so I just copy the text directly. Highlight, copy. And then you're going to want to do new reply. Hitting new reply rather than quick reply is nice because it gives you a lot more interface. Hitting quick reply, you honestly have to know the code. Otherwise, you can't manipulate things. Now you can change this color scheme to whatever you like. I'm going to do kind of a yellow color. Namely because that blue hurts my eyes a little bit, and also because it's yellow like the moon. Feel free to customize these templates as much as you like. It doesn't matter if you use them exactly as they are, or if you have preferences. I definitely do not use them completely exactly as they are on that forum post, because I have my own methods for organization. So although you don't need to use these templates, all the information on the templates are required. So don't skimp on the information no matter which format you use in your own. I also like to put a space here. I like to keep the beats earned a different color just so it stands out a little bit. Insert scene name. It could be any name you want to give the scene. A lot of scenes have pre-existing names, which you can find on our calendar, which is conveniently located up here. Click on any of these, and for instance, this is a mage scene called Mystery in the Deep. You can call your scene log Mystery in the Deep or, Fun with Submarines. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to name it. But we're going to call this one, since Mystery in the Deep was an example, Mermaids. I like to make punny names for my scene names. You're not obligated to do that. If it was just coffee shop and no ST was involved, you can actually just put in A here or just even leave it blank. If a storyteller did run it, though, definitely put that in there. Or multiple storytellers ran it, but all of them. Room name comes from the chat, so for instance, we have a lot of permanent rooms. Just use the name of the room. You can abbreviate if you'd like. I often, for instance, will put SB National Forest instead of San Bernardino National Forest, as I don't like typing out San Bernardino all the time. It's fine. Scene Room 1, you can put SR1, PR1 for Private Room 1, OR1 for Open Room 1. It's fine. Date and time, please be as precise as you can, but we're not going to hunt you down if you're a minute or two off. I usually round up to the nearest 5, to be perfectly honest. NPCs involved. Any NPCs that show up, please list them. If there's no named ones, you can get descriptive, like bunch of fish watching me dive to go find those mermaids. Please do name all the PCs that were involved. And brief summary is really just brief. My pack went swimming, and mermaids took us to their underwater city. And then insert a link. Most people use Google Docs for their logs. You don't have to, just as long as it's something you can link to. Please put the link in there. I, again, like the hyperlink, so click that, put the link in there. I'll just use the link of this forum for the fun of it. Boom. So now you can see it's actually clickable. It will be clickable. Beats earned. You always get a beat for doing a scene log, so I usually put that one on top. Let's see. And then if it's a storyteller scene, you almost always will get some form of experience, often 1 beat, more if the storyteller is feeling generous. The storyteller will also give you a breakdown at the end of each scene, how many beats you get. So make sure to record that. For fulfilled aspiration, please put which aspiration it was. Fulfilled aspiration, join a pack. Resolved condition, I usually put the name of the condition, resolved fugue condition, etc. Now, the nice thing is, let's say you're doing more than 1 scene log at a time, you can actually just copy this right below. If you hit enter a couple times, those dots will go away. And post. And beautifully, it's there. See? Now, if you want to add another one later, I like to keep all my logs in one post until they've been processed. After they've been processed by the storytellers, please make a new post. Otherwise, they will get missed. So simply edit, go to full edit if you want that interface again with the various options, and then, okay, we've done another one. Boom. So next, you've got XP, so you want to spend your XP, because why wouldn't you? There's a handy little chart here for that as well. And again, you can change the colors, the formatting. You even have to use the templates. It doesn't matter. Just make sure all the pertinent information is in each of these posts and that they look different enough that we can tell them apart. New reply for this. Don't edit the old one, and I'll show you why in a moment. I would like to buy Primal Urge 3, which will cost me 5 XP. Please give us a reason for it. 3 and below dots, decent justification. 4 or 5, we usually ask for a bit more. Each storyteller has their own parameters, so if you're curious, just ask and they'll let you know. I'm just going to put mermaids. If there's attachments, see those. For instance, if you have scene logs that you don't have to actually attach the scene logs, but you can actually put the scene logs and see attachments. Just like, name them and we'll know. Or if there's blue booking you've done or journaling you've done, anything like that. And then let's say we have 15 XP currently. I'm spending 5. Now I have 10. But wait, I also want stamina because going underwater, I had to hold my breath quite a lot. Oops. You can just copy this little bit here. Sometimes, for some reason, hitting space a couple times doesn't work the first time because you have to delete. So I want stamina 3 as well, which cost me 4 XP. And mermaids. Then just edit this bottom one. You don't have to actually keep editing. And if you know, you don't have to keep editing every time like I just did, but I'm bad at math, so this helps. Now, when you post it, this is there's a nice little line break right here between your scene logs, and your XP requests. I'm not sure why that's there, but we'll ignore that for now. Now, say you need to go back and add another scene log. You'll see that scene logs are still there. Line break, XP requests. Oh, I see what happened. Anyway, and so on and so forth. And then the final one will be thread actions. This one I still don't like using the code, but the code kind of helps a little bit sometimes. But if you just make sure to unclick the spoilers and then copy everything, it should still work. Again, new reply. Now you only get 2 of these a week, so don't go a little crazy, or don't go too crazy, just a little crazy. And then I erase these broken photos. Put brackets around the word spoiler, and then underneath put /spoiler. Give a little bit of space between these two, because it's not going to match up, because the spoiler tag does weird things. Title, mermaid, research. And since it was Metzley who gave you this scene, so generally you're going to want whichever storyteller responded to you, gave you the thread, or the plot thread, did the scene, that's who it is. If none of that applies, just you can put any. Basically, what type? This one's going to be research role. A little blurb about what you're trying to do. I want to learn more about mermaids. And then the fluff. John has been longing to reconnect with his fishy friends. Everything about them. So on and so forth. And you'll see at the bottom, boom, spoiler, yay! And again, each of these is nicely broken up by that line. That's why you want to hit new reply instead of edit. Fair bit of warning, if you do a new reply the next day, it will start a completely new post. So if you're doing this close to midnight, be warned that it can actually end up being split up. It's not a big deal if that happens, though. And then once the storytellers have replied to this, that's when you want to start a new thread, or again, the next day. As I said, I tend to keep my scene summaries going until the storytellers process them. That way it's just one place to look rather than several. Same with XP requests. Thread actions generally are once a week anyway, so they will often start my new threads, but not always. And this is what basically a thread looks like when it's being used properly.